Once you've decided to use video in your e-teaching practice, you probably start to think, well, how am I going to incorporate it? So I wanted to show you three approaches to video editing to really put those three different stages in context. The first one is very simple. So you found some video that you want to use. Maybe it's a bit too long. Maybe it has something on start and the end. Maybe some shaky bits, and you just want to remove those. So you just want to do what's called top and tailing. A couple of very simple ways to do that. First one is a application called FreeMake. It's free, and ITS can install it onto your work PC very simply. It has very simple controls, lots of buttons which have good clear icons. You can export to a video file, so you can use that video file in your PowerPoint or on the LMS. And it converts from and to many different formats. You can turn video into audio. You can turn MOV files into AVIs, etc., etc. And of course it performs those very simple top and tail kind of edits. Another option is an online service called wevideo.com. It's a free account, so there's no installation required, of course, and it works entirely in your web browser, so you do need to be online. That's the caveat there. It's got a very simple interface again, but it also has an intermediate and an advanced version as well, so if you wanted to get a bit more complex, you can do that. You can export a file, or you can share it directly online, which means you can then have a link that's available for use in, again, a PowerPoint or the LMS. And of course it performs those very simple top and tail edits where you just want to get rid of the bits that you don't need. Okay, so moving on, the next step is really about creating some videos, making some video that's functional, illustrates a point, gives your students some instructions on what the task is that you're expecting them to do. So the tool that we'd use as a PC user would be Windows Live Movie Maker. It's available for everyone as an install on your machine. And so you go to the next step where you start to do a bit of recording, perhaps from a webcam or importing from a digital camera. It's got a really simple drag and drop interface where you can move the clips around, you can shorten them, and you can reorder them so that you can make things start to make sense. You can add a voiceover or text and graphics, and it's also got a lot of very simple animations, which means that things can become a little bit more visually interesting moving around on the screen. You can start to incorporate screencasts and screenshots, and some of the things that you might want to think about doing are using video as a tool for commenting, or encouraging people to do peer reviews through videos and audios. They're kind of the same thing in this instance. Windows Live Movie Maker is definitely a video editor, or perhaps making reflective pieces that they can then upload to, say, a class blog on the LMS. The point here is that they're usually very simple in their construction. You don't want to waste a lot of time making them. You have an idea and you just want to put a few things together and then make it make sense by adding some text and perhaps some captions as a little bit of, extra illustration on the points that you're trying to make. The next step is obviously when you've gone to a very different level and you're trying to construct a sophisticated narrative. So this involves the three steps of pre-production, production, and post-production. So you're looking at involving a lot more people, you need a lot more equipment, you often need to engage professionals, and as you can see from that list, there's a lot more rigmarole, time involved, money, resources. Some of the things that you might want to think about if you are engaging in the more advanced use of video is perhaps creating a suite of videos and audios and PDFs. Perhaps they're going to augment delivery of your course online. So you want to create some polished, succinct, useful videos as an overall suite. maybe you just want to capture a lot of long form lectures and then make sure that they've got the slides of your PowerPoints intercut with them, or maybe you want to intercut other pieces of video. There's lots of copyright considerations that go along with that, so you do need to cover that off well ahead of time. And of course, the area that you're moving into is perhaps documentary or journalism or feature filmmaking or art video. So that's a wrap up of the 3 different types of approaches to video editing. And of course, we're going to focus on the second one, just creating functional, illustrative or instructional videos. And so we'll get into that now.